In tonight's sports news, Windies bracing for Afghani spin attack. Matthews returns to Windies women's squad, and in domestic football, matches continue in the FA's President's Cup. We bowl off with cricket. Captain Kieran Pollard says that he was under no illusions about the potent threat posed by Afghanistan's spinners and that the West Indies will have to adopt a strategic approach in order to negate their effectiveness. The Tourists opened their limited overs tour yesterday with a 4-wicket defeat in a warm-up fixture against an invitational team and will clash with Afghanistan in the first T20 International of the 3-match series tomorrow. Pollard, appointed captain of the white ball sides in an attempt to halt a disastrous run in both formats, said the Windies would be looking to make big strides in the series. West Indies will take on Afghanistan in 3 ODIs following the T20 series before facing the hosts in a one-off test beginning on November 27th. Staying in cricket, England collapsed to a 14-run defeat in the full T20 in Nelson as New Zealand took a 2-1 series lead. Chasing 181, England were 139 for 2, with 41 balls remaining and seemingly cruising towards victory before they lost 5 for 10 in 18 balls. Colin de Grandhomme made 55 in New Zealand's 180 for 7, with Tom Curran taking 2 for 29 and Matt Parkinson 1 for 14 on debut. The 4th game of the 5-match series is in Napier on Friday. In more cricket news, master batsman Steve Smith struck a faultless unbeaten 80 as Australia edged Pakistan by 7 wickets in Canberra to go 1-up in their 3-match T20 series. Top-ranked Pakistan set a competitive 150 for 6 of their 20 overs, with skipper Babar Azam hitting his 2nd consecutive half-century and Iftikhar Ahmed clubbing a quick-fire 62. But the bowling attack was no match for Smith, who brought up his 4th 50 in the short format of 36 balls with 6 fours and 1 big 6, as Australia reached 151 for 3 with 9 balls to spare. It put them 1-up after the opening match in Sydney on Sunday was abandoned due to rain. The final game is in Perth on Friday. On to women's cricket now. Former West Indies vice-captain Hayley Matthews will return to the West Indies team for Wednesday's 3rd and final one-day international against India in Antigua after serving an 8-game ban for an unspecified breach of Cricket West Indies Code of Conduct. Matthews will replace Jamaican Chanel Henry in the squad for the final ODI after Henry was ruled out due to the ICC's concussion protocol. The 24-year-old suffered a head injury during Friday's 1-run win over the visitors in Antigua. India's tour of the Caribbean will also consist of 5 T20 internationals. The T20 games will serve as a preparation for the ICC T20 World Cup in Australia, set to run from February 21st to March 8th next year. The West Indies are in Group B alongside England, South Africa, Pakistan and Thailand. We move on to athletics. The World Anti-Doping Agency has said it will investigate all athletes who trained with banned coach Alberto Salazar. Salazar, the former coach of Britain's Mo Farah, was found guilty of doping violations after a 4-year investigation by the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. The 61-year-old American said he will appeal against the ruling. The Nike Oregon project, run by Salazar, has now been closed down. International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach had previously called for WADA to investigate the NOP athletes. Finally, in tonight's sports news, domestic football. 4 matches are scheduled to be played on Tuesday, 5th November 2019 in the St. Lucia Football Association President's Cup. Over at the Larissus Playing Field, 1987 All-Stars plays GMC FC at 6 p.m., while Diamond Ballers play New Generations FC at 8 p.m. Across at the Marshall Grounds, B1 FC plays Knights at 6 p.m., with Victory Eagles coming up against RV Juniors at 8 p.m. Meanwhile, the point standings in the 2nd stage of the said Cup is as follows. Grosile sits at the top with 12 points, with Vieux South, Marbella Valley, and Marshall all with 6 points. That's how we end sports news for tonight.